back to another extra review, and on today's extra reviews, I'm actually going to talk about a series. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on Dragon Ball Z. I've never really been a fan of Dragon Ball Z. Basically, how I even came across it, my brother used to watch it when he got home from school and stuff, and I got up from, sleeping in and stuff like that because I worked at nights, and he was watching it, and I just walked by, man, who cares? And then one day I came across when he was watching it, and it was the episode where Frieza killed Krillin. That was the very first one I actually sat there and watched. And when he killed Krillin, I was like, are you fucking serious? They're killing people in cartoons now? I wasn't used to it. They always threaten to kill him and all that kind of stuff, but of course, the good guys always win, and that was it. And then here I sit here and watch this character die, blow up. I was like, well, damn, that's kind of interesting. So I actually sit there and got caught up on it with my brother. I wasn't real interested in the whole Frieza saga. I just didn't get into that. But I was like, oh well. And then came the Cell saga. Well, not the Cell saga, but the Android saga, the Future Trunks saga, all that kind of stuff. And when it came back after Frieza had died, and Frieza came back to Earth and all that kind of stuff, Trunks was probably the character that really drawed me in, because it was like a back to, he came from the future to, save them all, and he came and he beat Frieza and all that and warned them about these androids that were coming. So the show, it had a lot of boringness in a lot of parts of it, unless they were fighting, and the fights were really long and stuff like that, but it was actually very entertaining. I really got into it, especially with the whole Cell thing. Cell ended up becoming my favorite villain, and the progression of Gohan in that show and stuff. So I really actually ended up starting to sit there and watch it with my brother. Now, of course, once the Cell game's finished, I was like, damn, I gotta wait for them to see if they can keep going. And they, of course, did. They actually started releasing videos before they were actually on Toonami. So I was able to actually sit there and watch. I actually was able to watch the episodes before they even got to TV, which was really cool because then I got to see all of the Boo, the World Tournament saga. I know there's different names for the sagas, but I could always consider it Frieza, Cell, Boo. That's my take on them. I know there's different ones in there, and so I got to watch the whole Boo saga before it even hit, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it ended actually pretty decent. I was like, okay, what's next? They got to keep this going. And then I found out that was it. There was no more Dragon Ball Z. That the creator of it didn't continue it, but they ended up making Dragon Ball GT. So I ended up also doing the same thing with that. I watched them, before they ever released on TV. And I wasn't really impressed with GT as much. I didn't get into it, but at least they kept the characters, for most part the same. One thing I know that did piss me off about GT was what they did with Goten. It was like he wasn't even like he was in the end of the cartoon. So in Z, but that's really my take on it. I liked it, I really did, but I'm not a big fan of it like a lot of people are. Which I have no complaints against you guys. I'm a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street and Spider-Man, so that's my favorites. But I really like Dragon Ball Z. I never actually picked up any sets or anything like that. I just watched them all from what my brother got, because he's a real big Dragon Ball fan, as of course as Storm Zink is as well. So I hear a lot about Dragon Ball through them, and that's how I knew Dragon Ball Evolution was going to come out, which of course I did my review of that movie and what I thought of that. But this is just my take on what I think of Dragon Ball Z, guys. And hope till next time.